でも東光一族が。
いや、こちらこそ将軍様と幕府。しかしただでそのご公。
それは考えすぎだ。名誉が元通りになれば将軍様の庇護と。
拙者は長き。しかし拙者の
その感じだと。ただこれに。
噂と中傷？ここに来る途中ずーっといい話ばっかでみんなすごく褒めてたぞ。
一部の人にとって無双の人たちは無敵の存在なんだ。彼らはあの時楓原殿が。ああ、でも彼らにとって。
このような噂は他にも多々ある。だがもし幕府が拙者を支持してくれるのなら。
だから前向きに。
この件に関する話し合いはひとまず置いておこう。それで
大事なことを
そのような危険人物が拙者を探していると。いや、いないで。拙者の武技は家の者から教わったもので、元は刀試しに使われていたものであった。それがやがて一族の。これは実用的な戦術
だったら気をつけた方がいいと。
かように攻撃的なものが他者に手を出せば。
だったらすぐに人を。
よろしく頼む。拙者もこの件には興味がある。それに拙者はまず彼女らと襲撃者の件を調査し。
分かった。くれぐれも安全には気をつけてくれ。
では参ろう。その襲撃者を探すでござるよ。
城内の情報なら探偵所が何か知ってるはずだよ。リュウジに聞いてみようぜ。
いいぞ。行くぞ。よっ。
最近この辺りでこいつを探してるよ。
おお、この方が楓原さんなのですね。
そうかしこまらずともよい。
と言いますと、あなたに関する襲撃事件。楓原さんは今や稲妻で飛ぶ鳥を落とす勢いのあるお方。正直ここ最近我々探偵所にも楓原さんの個人情報を調査してほしいという依頼。中には何百万モラという金額を出そうとする者もいます。これが普通。
何百万？
拙者のことを考えてくれたのでござる。
当然のことです。正当な理由もなく他人の生活。すみません、話がそれてですが、襲撃事件。
では拙者とは関係なしに、実を言うと天領奉行の方にもこれといった手が。
確かに巷で起きていること全てが役人の耳に届くわけではありません。ですが言い換えればそのほとんどがどれも些細なこと。もしも本当にそのような襲撃を。
確かに。じゃあどうするんだよ。
しかしお主らを。無論それが初めての犯行であった可能性もあるが、もしも対象がお主ほどの実力を持たぬものであれば、お主の実力は知っている。もし拙者のせいで誰かが重傷を負い、それに被害者にとって。
心配するな。
さすがは楓原さん。噂通りのお方です。
過分なお言葉でござるよ。
そうだ。最近起きた念のため、やはり。
こういう時は、手がかりが。
近頃、城内、そのうちの一人が
雨の間。
ええ。彼は二人の大人が同時、この件を思い出したのは。
承知した。
そうだな。
はい。
じゃん。
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the... Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, as an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding. There is nothing mystical to our work. As for the art of the Kaede...
That's right. For only a blade thus...
Indeed, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishi.
You overestimate me. But let's get back on topic. We hope to assist with the...
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word, but I've done what I can.
We heard that they...
Yes. I believe he went to collect the item. Yes. Strange, isn't it? If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, he's never been particularly... He is
Truth be told, we have some... Based on the evidence we have gathered...
What? He is humble. Yes. But I also cannot... Anyway...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe. My husband has gone...
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind...
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
He'd always get so... Everything was fine when...
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even... I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends on the last day...
Whoa!
And that led...
Actually, it didn't. You must understand. After I said that, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't... And the next thing I heard...
I see. Amenoma Yuya.
At first, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries. I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come... As long as he's willing to turn...
Please don't get upset. There could be... If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole... But the information we gathered...
A little confusing. More...
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find...
Thank you so...
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the fire at the warehouse... Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. However, in this case, if this is indeed one fact that Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just right. Amenoma Yuya lacked...
Darn! We thought we could...
Let's keep going. Since if we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Miss...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to this.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense it felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Indeed. We should remain vigilant.
So it's an
The force is definitely coming from the source of the Tatarigami energy. Judging from the concentration,
Mrs. Nagato said...
it could well be that he was already on. From what I've been... But most will develop a stubborn... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence...
So what you...
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer. You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction of two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's quiet your mind and... From this point, the trail appears to split. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely!
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Born of ice and fire, incinerate! Go as one!
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of... well... According to this letter, a conflict. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could.
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly... Yes. Right now, if Amenoma Yuya is a...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised. For a practitioner, all the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected. It seems that now we know. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are...
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. On with the search.
Why here?
I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it... Whoa! Sure!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy Ame...
You're sharper than I thought. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed... as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he was a bladesmith, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon, in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single...
So... swords?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed... After the death of... I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade, and prove my power. The might...
So Ame no Mayuya was not your... Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you finish...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but two... When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line.
You're...
After I returned to Inazuma, at long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Ame no Mayuya's body, I have found you. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitota. Now.
Into the wind!
Shall we write history? Submit to me! Join me and sever that divine light!
Access denied! Boom! Ha-oof! Time for your arraignment!
Submit to me!
Stabilize!
Barbados, guide us!
Shall we write history? Join me and sever that divine light!
Born of ice and frost, motion to compel! Ha!
Into the wind! Clouds high, the birds call!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've...
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing, if you ask me,
Are you trying to claim that on his deathbed, he passed to me in that regard? Why?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Ina's. Now that I've seen After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak.
Oh, Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined. I think you realize, but the way
What would you know about any of this? I'm just...
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art, even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this... Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art, but even as you made your journey to honor, how could you
Silence! I must achieve my goal. This way, I will concede that you are...
And you should...
Easy for you to say. Facing reality off... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaeda.
How stubbornly you stick to... I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the all...
What? Surely you're not...
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. Once we have dealt with them,
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Aminoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Aminoma Yuya. If we don't do this, the Cursed Blade's strength is currently very... The power of the Tatarigami... Even if things... We have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter it, if he wants to avoid reality...
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about... Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that...
All right.
What about Aminoma?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business. There's more!
Into the wind! Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Wind Strider!
How are you feeling?
I'm alright. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else?
How strange. Let's keep going. Time to go. Time to go.
Let's get down to business.
One with nature. It's fine. The wind knows me.
Finally, it's my lucky day.
As one with wind and cloud.
Take blade. There's more. To the very
One with nature.
There's
Clouds
more.
high. The birds fall.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps...
But what would that...
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give... He's still trying... Time to go. One with nature. Time to go.
Fall before me.
The wind knows me. Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
You win this battle.
Are you okay?
Yes,
The sheen's grown a bit dim.
perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to...
True form? What are you... Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat samurai. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the shogun's light. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would... But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy. The only one who truly understood you had already...
Huh? What's that?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup! We can...
Don't worry. It's just more of the same.
It's my lucky day.
One with nature.
You win this.
You fought
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you.
But in this too you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor and without proper maintenance. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue. Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but this blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond. Skill, blade, determination, and there is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, Tatarigami is a malevolence. Though you tried to cooperate, I resisted its temptations. I feel a great sense of regret. The moment you embarked on this journey, you have known this for
He gave me everything. How could I possibly do? I said to him, do not worry from here on.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have...
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow. That was...
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith, he spent the rest of his life in the fort. He felt intense so he instructed all he wanted to show.
So that's... But after that, the blacksmith and...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with, this blade... Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day I once told him that I would... But darkness, not only did I fail...
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed to the terms, but I still cannot... So...
Hey! Now you're adding yours and...
It has to be done in this order, at least my physical form as well.
His attitude... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker... Alas, nor have my fights with you.
Oh?
I will release Amenoma. You must have plenty.
Understood.
I see. I utterly despise him and his... If a duel can help, I do not wish to be a mere victim.
There's no need to worry.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the crux. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Still, are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin,
Successor of
honored to cross blades with you.
It is my
Time to go. Into the wind. One with nature. The wind knows me. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Thank you. Although he appears his sense of...
You also fought well. There are a few things.
I must apologize.
You need not seek my... It is too...
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed far. I beseech you. Please.
Yes. I too try...
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wit. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to...
I'm not sure, but...
I am sorry to have troubled...
A prized Ishin blade. But I have some good...
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Hyuya...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade with...
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided...
You... But...
Thank you. I will... Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will...
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disappeared only in the
Seems like...
the same fervent ambition that gave... Speaking for myself, I understand. Hearing his wish, your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps the...
Oh, kazuha...
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go up...
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a response.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous... The Tenryou Commission is already
Wow! You sure kept your...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looks like I will likely continue. The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of... Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflict.
You misunderstand. That was most...
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take... As for my next destination, Let's see where the wind takes me.
Once, there was a glorious kingdom.
I'll remind. The log. Ha!